Straight from the TMZ newsroom, it's the Hollywood Beatdown with Tyron Woodley. You may have seen him in the octagon beating people up.
1 or 2 times.
You may have seen him in the gym sparring with guys like Wiz Khalifa.
And Wiz got skills.
Yeah, and now you see him right here, and we're gonna break down Snoop Dogg's first go in MMA. I can't wait for this, it's fired up. So Snoop Dogg went to your gym, Unbreakable, in Los Angeles, where Jay Glazer trains, right?
Yep.
A bunch of big stars train there. You train there. Your friend Chuck Liddell, all these guys are over there. Tell me who's over there.
Wiz Khalifa, Terry Crews, Usher was there the other day sparring.
Yeah.
Ludacris.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
A lot of people there.
All right, so now Demi Lovato, right? So now Snoop Dogg, 46 years old, has decided that he wants to try to train in MMA. Here's video of Snoop Dogg at Unbreakable Gym sparring with your boy. Who's this guy? Daniel. Daniel's
Daniel fights in Bellator. Yeah,
he's a
fight in the
Bellator
UFC
fighter
as well.
Oh, I got the swag already.
Left, right. Left, right.
Switch stances on.
He missed a couple shots though. He's just swinging. He's not hitting.
Hey, you know what? But look at look how relaxed. Oh, see it's the edge of the mat right there. He fell off the edge.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Couple combos.
See, the thing I like about this video is he's showing some defense as well, and his eyes are on the target. A lot of times people punch, they close their eyes because they don't want to get hit.
Right.
And this dude is not the one. He always going too hard.
Right.
Always.
Your boy?
Yes.
Okay. First fight far from where I want to be, but proud of where I came from. Holler at me at 6 months, taking all fades. You think this guy can really get in there in 6 months?
Hey, he moving around nice and smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it takes. This guy, Daniel's really good at making you miss punches, too.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's missing punches, but when you got somebody that's defensively willing to stay in the pocket and know how to get out, if he's fighting somebody, especially with the same experience level, I think he can.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I hate to put you on the spot, but this is the point of the show. We'll put you on the spot. Wiz Khalifa, your boy, has also been training there for a very long time.
Yeah.
He looks good. You've seen him throwing like flying knees and hitting the mitts. Jay Glazer says he actually injured his ribs during a training session recently. Snoop Dogg goes in the octagon, the cage, with Wiz Khalifa. Does Wiz just fuck him up or what?
No, I'm not going to say it's just, I mean, they both got that background though, that they already fighting most of their life, so it's kind of hard to just say somebody that whooped somebody's ass. But Wiz has been training a lot longer, and I was supposed to spar Snoop yesterday, but when I sparred Wiz, he just understands the concept. Like if you do something to him, he knows why you do it, and he'll try to do it back on you. And he just don't have that hesitation that this won't work. So if you show him a technique, like there was a Muay Thai guy in there showing him how to sweep, so when someone kick, you catch their kick and you sweep their leg out. He showed him, and then that same day he was doing it in sparring. So.
Okay, but answer the question. Who
knocks
who out? Who knocks who out?
It's a split decision.
No,
draw.
it's not a split decision. You're like Floyd Mayweather right now. You're bobbing and weaving.
Hey, I got to see them later on today, so don't try to get me on the
Who
line.
do you got? You know what? I'll say it. All respect to Snoop. Love Snoop. Huge fan. I think Wiz Khalifa's on another level. I think
I'm
Wiz
surprised
Khalifa,
you took a stance because normally try to put it to me.
Yeah, well, you're wussing out right now. You won't take a stand. I'll be the guy who takes a stand.
So
I think Wiz Khalifa, it's a short fight. Wiz Khalifa is explosive. He's technical.
Did you see what happened when Lil Tay said something about Snoop on the internet?
What happened? Oh, yeah. He had
look,
I'm not saying bad things about Snoop.
Shut it back, Snoop, guys.
Dude, I listen to Snoop upside your head. I watched Soul Plane.
Daz and Corrupt, you hear him, man. You hear him right here.
No,
I just think
that if the two get locked in the cage, it's Wiz Khalifa.
Hey,
by a mile.
He talking stuff on Snoop, man. That's all I'm saying.
All right, moving on to Tyron's favorite segment. It's called
On the Real, though.
All right, this is serious on the real, though, because this was a serious situation involving one of the biggest fighters in the UFC.
Who that?
Nick Diaz.
Oh, my God.
Nick Diaz was arrested last week, suspicion of domestic violence, but it was a really bad arrest where cops say that the accuser says that Nick choked her out, slammed her against the floor, she hurt her hip. When cops arrived at the house in Vegas, she had red marks on her neck and on her eyes. He was arrested. You can see his mugshot right here. Look, Nick Diaz hasn't fought in a long time. Nick Diaz has had some trouble outside the octagon. He's gotten in several fights. He got jumped in Vegas. Marlon Wayans told a story about how he got in a fight outside of a nightclub recently. Is this it for Nick Diaz? Is it over for him?
You know, Nick Diaz.
I know he hasn't been convicted yet, but it's another bad look.
I always it's a bad look for sure. They have your name in the discussion of domestic violence, even if you are found innocent of it. I like to always get the details. I like to always see it play its course before I make a strong judgment. But if it comes to the point where he is guilty of this domestic violence and it is something he did, it's going to be very hard for him to make a comeback from this.
Yeah, I mean,
he's already been out for so long, you know what I mean?
That's right.
He's been out because he wanted to be out. He's been out because he's been medically suspended. He's been out because he's been partying and doing other things, making money in all these different ways. So I don't know how much he was committed to coming back anyway, but this is definitely one thing.
At what point does Dana White just say, you know what? It's not worth it. I love him. He's a great fighter. He's great in the octagon, but all this other stuff is not worth it.
ain't never gonna say that about no Diaz brothers, no Conor McGregor, no George St. Pierre. It's just the nature of the sport. It's an entertainment. So when it comes down to these big hitters, they're going to get these
But has Nick Diaz lost his promotional value? I mean, because he used to bring people into the pay-per-views. He's a huge draw, and I still think he could be, but now with this, along with all the other stuff.
If it comes out that he actually domestically violated somebody, then he is going to lose a lot of fans.
Yeah. And for the record, we should say he hasn't issued an official statement yet, but people in his camp are all saying it didn't happen, that the chick is making it up. But like I said, when police went to the house, they saw enough evidence, and they believe there was enough there to warrant an arrest. So he was arrested, and he's now facing charges. But we'll see what happens. But bad look again.
Bad look, bad look.
All right, it's time for the part of the show where Tyron gets to punch someone in the face and then pat somebody else in the back. And I think we have a very special punch in the face today.
NOFX means?
No effects.
No effects, and no effects, you get no love from me today. You get punched in the face.
No Effects, one of the biggest punk bands in the world. We're in Vegas, the city where the country music massacre went down last year. More than 50 people killed, more than 100 people injured. It devastated the city. People are still very emotional and affected by it, and as they should be. It was a terrible, terrible situation. No Effects is playing at an event called Punk Rock Bowling in Las Vegas. To the crowd, when they start making jokes about the shooting, and making jokes about the people who were killed. Watch this.
We played a song about Muslims, we didn't get shot. All right. That sucked, but at least they were country fans, not punk rock fans.
I can't believe this.
That
this makes
sucked,
me
but
sick
at,
to my
at
stomach.
least it was country fans.
Yeah, well,
they don't, you know what I mean?
We're in a situation right now where people are scared to go to concerts because of this stuff.
Yeah.
Where people are still traumatized and affected by it, and you're cracking jokes about the people who died. It's too far for me. I can't do that.
Way too far. He need to get punched.
Yeah, all
ground and pound. Rear naked
Stop
choke,
him out.
elbow.
All right, so who's getting a pat on the back this week?
I am giving the pat on the back to Cyborg.
Chris Cyborg. Remember, last year, Chris Cyborg got into an altercation.
There
you were there
yeah.
at the UFC, at a UFC fighter retreat, 2017. Angela Magana got into it with her, and Cyborg ultimately punched her in the face.
But you know, to be honest, if I can be straight up for real, I don't think she needed to go to anger management. That girl was asking for it.
Yes.
I mean, Angela Magana low-key put the Joker, a picture of the Joker from Batman.
Oh, really?
And tagged Cyborg and like, this is what you look like.
Oh, that's messed up.
So, I mean, if you got to see this person a little bit later on that day, you might want to watch that tweet.
So there was a confrontation. Cyborg put hands on Angela. Cops were called. She was
just
cited.
gave her a quick
Little quick one
single.
too? Yeah. Her cops came, she was cited for battery. She ended up striking a plea deal, and part of the plea deal with prosecutors was, if you want the case to be dropped, you have to complete an anger management class. She went to the class, we actually talked to her about it, and look, she's so proud of it. Watch.
Was that weighing on your shoulders at all?
You know, I'm not proud of what I did, but you know, you learn a lot of when you do some mistakes, and I study, you know, I did the anger.
But do you think that a lot of fighters have to deal with, you know, where to unleash the fury and where not to unleash the fury?
Well, speaking of unleashing the fury, don't forget next week, me and you going to the club, go to the club.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I am going to take him up on his offer
He wants me to fight
show
somebody.
me he got my back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up to someone. We're going to get him into an altercation.
Yeah.
And when it goes down, is he going to have my back, or is he going to back down, or just try to break it up?
I think you all know the answer.
You going to have my back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Hollywood Beatdown. We got more great stuff for you next week. But until then,
If you guys are here watching us on YouTube, go down and subscribe. If you guys are on Facebook, pull up to YouTube and subscribe.
yeah, man. And if I'm not here next week, it's because I got murdered at the club. See you next week.